Pounders, welcome back. Tonight we're going to be ripping a BBM 6 tournament with someone that I consider one of the biggest edges in this space, someone that I completely use for my rankings too to get ahead of ADP risers, ADP fallers. He gives us the little edges, the big edges, and everything in between. And he's also got the thrift shop drip here. Greg, welcome to the live stream, buddy.
Thanks for the invite, man. Let's win this 2 mil. Easy money.
That's it. It's an easy game. And now this is where your edge really comes in, right? It's like you're getting the coach speak, you're digesting it, and you're getting ahead of the player rise pool. So it'll be interesting, especially these late guys. There's someone like Vel getting some positive coach speak, but at this point, everyone is. So how do you sift through where all these coaches are just talking up all their players on their staff? How do you sift through that and what you actually think is going to happen?
Well, obviously, there's the reliability ratings if they give us actionable coach speak on a player. There is also just looking back and comparing the comments that they're making about rookies and players this year to comments that they made about rookies and players last year and previous years. That's one of the beautiful things about the Coach Speak Index Discord is that it's just this giant database of everything that these coaches are saying, everything these offensive coordinators, GMs are saying that are of note. And this is why, I mean, it's great. It's incredible right now, but I can't wait until this Discord is like 4, 5, 6 years old. And we just have this giant history of everything of note these people have said, and you can just go back and look. For instance, with the Chargers clip that was going around yesterday from a podcast interview that Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, jumped on the Chargers Weekly podcast, and saying, "Hey, Najee Harris blowing me away the way that he looks out there." Yeah. And Omari and Hampton, geez. And then talking about Kamani Vidal.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So I was, it got me interested to go back and look at what he was saying last preseason. And this was actually just before the regular season kicked off. They were asking him about the backfield. He was like, "We're just going to go with a hot hand." And they've been saying 1-2 punch with Najee Harris and Omari and Hampton, and it feels like they do really kind of want to split it down the middle.
That'd be interesting. Obviously, that'd be worse for Hampton, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that early season, especially anyways, with the rookie kind of earning his role. But how long can Najee hold him off? We know there's room for both of these guys with how they want to play ball this year on the ground. So that is interesting for Omari Hampton's ADP. Do you have him ranked a little bit down because of that coach speak?
Well, I was already. I'm not sure relative to market. I have not been getting him a ton in BBMs, so I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit below market on Hampton. There's just a lot of really great running backs going kind of in that area, and just like other players that I'd rather take over him. If I'm getting a nice kind of ADP value, then I do want to have some exposure to him. And one of the things that really stood out during these Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz, the general manager press conferences, or the presser that the night that they drafted Hampton, was Harbaugh just saying, like, this guy scores the ball. This guy could score the ball. Like, you give this guy the ball, he could score it. It's like he's really talking about this running back scoring the ball quite a bit. So maybe it's kind of a vision that they already have in mind of, what a good short distance and goal line runner he is.
I love that. Yeah, you'll be able to see my exposures with the best ball overlay extension up, but I am sort of falling in that same range where it's like I guess I'm waiting a little bit on Hampton at 6.7. I love mixing because his role just seems super safe. Same thing with like Kamar's role seems super safe, and they touched on O-line a lot this offseason. So it'll be fun to create a BBM squad with you. Let's see. Do we want to do? We're gonna sneak in here. We're gonna sneak in, but no one's gonna know which room. So you guys are gonna have to join. We're jumping into an 8-hour stream here. 8-hour slow draft. Yeah, it'll be fun to build a team. How many BBMs are you deep? Do you max BBM as well?
I do. Yeah. I max BBM right now. I think 52 deep. Was not planning to be that deep at this point, but one of these nights when I was just trying to knock out like one draft, I was in a draft with Gil Arenas. It was that famous night, and I just recognized pretty quickly that he was, he had his ranking set and he was auto drafting. Yeah. And so I was like, well, let me get into a second one. And if he's in there doing that, then that's probably the deal. And he's probably just like doing all of them right now. And that's exactly what happened. I got into a second one, and then I got, I went ahead and got into a third one just ahead of time. Right. And there was already one person waiting in there. I was like, okay, that's Gil.
Oh, so you knew he preset. Yeah. Okay. He
so
max entered basically.
Yeah. I ended up doing 11 that night. So that definitely put me ahead of pace. And then with the, having guests on now at least a couple times a week, and then the best ball karaoke, that's just like at least 3 that I have to do.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. And then
that's a lot of singing in one night.
So the best ball karaoke on Tuesdays and the Wednesday and Friday. Oh, are you talking about the 11 drafts with Arenas?
You're saying that's 3 a week, just those separate streams. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, I would like to just draft some regular teams on my own where I'm guiding everything and I don't have to worry about like hitting all the notes and lyrics in a song.
Maybe are those more plus EV than the Gilbert Arenas drafts? I don't know. Get this man singing some big old songs. 5 spot here.
All right, that's a good spot.
Chase, Jefferson, Barkley, Lamb. I agree. I tend to agree. I think there is a little drop off after picks 5 or 6, depending where you have it.
Yeah, I think it's after 5.
I don't mind me some Gibbs this season, but we've seen DeMont be good for Detroit, especially. It's
Dan Campbell compared to Walter Payton last year.
It's ludicrous. Yeah, that was all right. That was a little much. But he's not going away for Gibbs. But that being said, DeMont dealing with the injury towards the end of last season.
Whoa.
Getting another year older.
Bijan going before Saquon here.
What's Bugs gonna do? Shout out to Bugs in here with us. G Temp.
Oh yeah.
Jet here. This just Lamb.
This is Lamb. This is Lamb all day. Big slice lamb. Get a little pita on the side.
Easy RBs on the way back around too, right?
Yeah, it's a good spot. Good spot there.
How much are you pulling in the Lamb? I love that. So that's perfect. I love the Lamb chance start there. I had 10%, but I want this to probably be closer to 15 this season.
I don't think I'm even at like market yet on him. It's just there are a few players where it just hasn't worked out that I haven't been able to get them like one way or another. It's just like position on the board, or when I am in a good spot, he goes like way earlier.
So I just have one share. So if that did happen, wouldn't mind bringing that in again. All right. CMC goes at 7 here. Biff's in the house. Zero's in the 12 spots. We got some pounders in here. Jet, Bugs, Aaron, and G Temp.
Oh my God.
The slide.
Some serious drafters in here.
Yeah, if you guys aren't already following Coach Speak on YouTube and in the Discord, both major edges, the info he's putting out, and some great streams you had this previous week. Some great streams. Field Yates,
Row. Yeah.
Herzig.
Josh Norris, Adam Levitan yesterday.
Norris. Yeah, some legendary peeps here. Lad goes at 15. The boys are pissing early.
With Nico. Got the week 17 correlation there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one, man. I love that Nico Lad combo.
Not a ton of people are doing it. I've seen it sprinkled in, but it's definitely not overdrafted. The overdrafted one is the Lamb Lad because it falls in line with ADP and you get that week 16. Give it to the boys, huh?
You know which combo I'm really curious how many exist is Brian Thomas Jr. and Jonathan Taylor.
Brian Thomas Jr. and Brian. Yeah, right.
And Jonathan Taylor is never falling to the end of the third round. Oh, we're on the clock here.
Who do you like? Bowers at 4F picks after ADP?
Bowers at 20.
All right.
Lamb Bauer start? Shit.
Let's go. First Bauer share. And nothing crazy. I think I've done like 20. Let me double check how many BBMs. I'm probably a little behind. I did 11 on the first 2 days, and we have a couple plus 100, 120 closing line value teams so far.
It's hard to not rip a lot on that
25.
first day.
Yeah, 25. My goal is to save about 50 for August this year because my advance rates for my August teams were very good comparatively. Little Chase McBride, common.
Rasheed Rice, 21.
Yeah, a little pull up there. But he's heading for the 2-3 turn. So it's not, you're not getting him at 28 all the time now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Colin in the house. What's up, baby? Hey, Noah, thanks for upgrading to the max. I appreciate you, bro. Let me know what your name is in the Discord. Just send me a DM either on Twitter or on the Discord. I can get you in the appropriate channels here. Rashi at 21, setting up. Let's see. Goes Adams. Who do you like here, Greg?
Man,
Terry gets a lot of hate.
I'm a JSN or a Chase Brown guy here.
Ooh, let's go a receiver in this spot with the tight end start and the boys behind us, who are probably going to try to punish us anyways. I like Chase Brown there too. Man, what a draft day winner after they don't touch him in the backfield. Are you mixing in any Taj Brooks at this point or not enough info?
Yeah, I am a little bit. I feel like pretty to very good. I'll say I feel very good that Taj Brooks is going to be RB2 in Cincy. When they've been talking about before the draft of we need to bring another guy in and have a second or third punch behind Chase Brown. They had not mentioned Zach Moss's name up until like very, very recently when they were asked specifically about Zach Moss. And when they were asked about their running back room before, they would mention like Samaje Perine or whatever, but no mention of Zach Moss. So
Right.
that's not great. He's trying to come back from a neck injury, and how often do those things turn out great? Right? Ask Chris Carson about that.
Oh God. How
Yeah, I
many
think
years did we chase that?
I think Taj Brooks is like pretty easily RB2 there. Like we know what Samaje Perine's role is going to be as this older version of P Ryan. Like it's not going to be the P Ryan that we saw like 3 or whatever seasons ago in Cincinnati. They let him walk for a reason. But Chase Brown, they like how he has gotten better in pass protection, but like he's not anything incredible to them in pass pro at the moment. So bringing in P Ryan can help on just like very critical third downs where they just like absolutely need somebody to stay in and help out.
It's one of those backfields where we're really not drafting the number 2 in the backfield every draft. So
yeah,
you're going to get, as we get more coach speak, this is one of the backfields that you're going to get massive closing line value on. I also tend to just go rookies there anyways. Higher upside, more chance at it being a 0, but goddamn that we're talking about the Bengals offense here. It's worth the risk. My God, W from Mega dropping 1. Appreciate you, bro. And Adam gets it. He only needs 1. And Al Bugs dropping 5. Appreciate you, dog. Let's go. Who do you like here? We got DK now with Aaron. Travis Hunter's at the top.
So who our receivers are CD and JSN. I think with JSN now we go JMO.
Let's do it.
We go for that big time upside. We've got like 2 very reliable guys here in Lamb and JSN. JSN playing in an offensive system where they're going to be in 2 wide receiver sets about 50% of the time. That's what happened in New Orleans last year with Clint Kubiak. They've already talked about how much they want to run 21 personnel and 12 personnel. So in these 2 wide receiver sets, obviously there's less options out there, right? Than there were last year when Seattle was kind of near the top of the league in 3 wide receiver sets. So you just get like a more concentrated kind of targets there for the offense. And JSN, we know much better than Cooper Kupp, who the Rams absolutely loved but let walk.
Is Sam Darnold an upgrade to Geno Smith for you, or is it break
Definitely
even?
not.
How do you see
it? Absolutely not. No, Geno is legit, man. Geno is a very good quarterback. You can win a Super Bowl with Geno Smith. You cannot win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold as your starting quarterback. There is a big gap between those 2 QBs.
3 Browns running backs get drafted, but only 1 from Cincy. Yeah. New Orleans too. We'll see Kendrick getting it's a little muddy there in New Orleans. And those are 2 backfields where it's like, what do you get when you're right? You're getting the RB2 that might be splitting anyways with the RB3 on an offense that's going to be trailing.
Yeah.
I tend to just fade those spots. Lamb, Brock, Jason, J-Mo. Mixon just goes off. Marion Hampton went off at 46. Zay Flowers off the board at 51. And Sutton. And we're staring the double stack of Pickens square in the face.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to turn that down. I think we got to do it.
He should be in the 40s, and he's probably going to be in the 40s soon.
Let's do it.
Someone I still think you're getting some closing line value on right now.
All right, we can lock this one up. We can go ahead and lock this one up.
I love it. Let's get into a little 0 RB type build. Let's go. We got the right guy on for it.
Get that back stack.
Absolutely. Geno threw for one more yard and 14 less touchdowns. Yeah, but we gotta compare the offenses, right? And the weapons that each had.
What's great about having CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens is that there are no other Dallas players going until Dak. So really no reason for anyone else to take Dak until maybe like Javonte Williams would be the first Cowboy.
Right. He's typically pretty easy to get. And where are you with Dak? And have you heard anything more about his progress returning? I believe it was a hammy that he was dealing with.
Let me see. I can't remember if they were like even asked about this recently.
Hartman in the house. What's up, baby? We officially won all 3 of the charity hockey games. Your boy had a Gino tonight. Big win. Playing the semis tomorrow at 9 a.m. And if we win that game, we're playing again at noon. When you're 30 plus, you're not supposed to play 5 games of hockey in 2 days, but here we are. And we hydrate with these 12 OZs. Cheers. Great Pickens pick. I still think we have some closing line value on Pickens. Yeah. His ADP traveled up to exactly where I thought it would be, and now he's going to slow crawl into the 40s.
By the way, Brian Schottenheimer on April 1st said Dak Prescott looks great.
We'll take that. April? We'll take April. I like that. It's early enough. Thanks for sending us Marchand. Yeah, man. What a goal, huh? Was that double OT, right? Yeah. Growing up, man. I took 8 years off. That was the big problem. Don't take time off. Hard to get back into it, but my God, it's fun.
Al Boogie here in the chat with the most disrespectful comment ever made about a human being.
Wow. Come on. You know, Gus's game, though, on the right offense, like when he was playing for Baltimore, he was always good for a game or two where he just had 10 carries, 48 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. But you got to draft that at 120.
Yeah, no. All right, Connor's gone. Do you want to move up for here? I'll play it by ADP. Do you want to move up for Demont here? Just a couple picks before ADP.
Yeah,
as our horse to pair with JMO.
Let's do it.
Curious on this range of receivers because it kind of gets muddy for me where I'm just like, I'm fading Ricky. I don't love the Myers price. Debo, I'll probably get more of. Judy, I don't mind. And Olave. I guess maybe I'm sort of this
love range, Olave at this price.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say I'm heavy about 10% in other contests, but BBM we're a little light right now through 25. It's probably because I have 42% digs. Come on, if this dude was not on a boat,
yeah,
you know, getting recorded, especially that's the biggest thing. Being an idiot. Maybe it's good that he got checked like that. Maybe it's good everyone saw him with a big bag of Tusi on a boat when he should be rehabbing. I think that's good, probably. I would say that's good. It's good. It's good. You got to spin it.
It's actually good for him because you know how much Tusi costs.
Dude, when I saw that, I'm like, no. As a Pats fan and bag protector.
Yeah.
Like protector of the Diggs realm right now. Oh, God. Like the worst thing possible. Everything injury related looks extremely positive, though. And that's my bigger concern.
This guy got Burrow to come back to him at the 6-7.
Good for him.
I don't know if I'd say good for him.
Congrats, G10.
I mean, it is good for him. I'm not going to congratulate him on it.
It's not good for us.
He should be bad for us.
He should be going there, but it's still it's hard to take him without at least T. Higgs. Like you can backstack him, but if Burrow's going for 35, 36, it's going to be extremely, extremely rare that one of those two receivers don't go for 20 plus. All right, this is where we mold the draft right here. This is the moment.
This is the inflection point.
100%. This is where champions are made.
I'm ready.
We're in the trenches. Officially.
I'm so ready to inflect, dude.
Quinshawn and Caleb both off. I would typically slap an RB here, but I don't mind going either way with the receiver.
Yeah, I could do Pollard here.
We are going to be the Pollard, the Pollard protector pretty soon. 17% after this, my guess.
He looked pretty
I don't
good.
mind. Like, how much do you trust the Spears coach speak where they're like, we want this to sort of be 50-50 was around the basically what they said in context.
Yeah. It was a weird year for that backfield. Tyjae Spears doesn't seem to be the most durable guy. Just like a smaller, no ACL having dude. And Tony Pollard wasn't able to practice for a lot of the season.
Right.
And he was like super banged up. They talked about how, especially at the end of the season, he hasn't been able to practice. He's been just like banged up. They talk, especially after the season, right? Season's over. They get to talk about everything and talking about how like they put so much wear and tear on him, like just a big workload, asked a lot, and it just affected him to the point to where he was just always slightly kind of hobbled and couldn't practice. I could definitely see them wanting to keep both guys fresh, but how long is Spears going to hold up? Is it truly going to be 50-50? Because last year, Callahan did say, yeah, 1A, 1B, we'd like to kind of split it up. But at the same time, if one guy's running like really, really well, I'm not just going to take him off the field in the name of 50-50 split. And Tony Pollard ran really well last season.
Now you get a whole off season of him training, coming off that broken leg, which I don't believe is an injury that is supposed to spell him after he heals from it. So I am wheels up myself on TP here. I like the range he goes into because the receivers are sort of a little muddy. Curious what way you want to go here. I'm staring at Mooney about 7 picks after ADP.
I'd love to take Mooney here.
Yeah. Let's lock that in. What are your thoughts on the Atlanta offense? Penix, maybe even touch on Pitts if you dare.
Sure. We know how they feel about Drake London. Last year, they asked Raheem Morris about Darnell Mooney, and I'm not sure I've seen many coaches be so in love with a player as Raheem Morris was with Darnell Mooney, and just like really gushing over him. So yeah, they like him a ton. He fits in really well with Michael Penix Jr., I believe, someone who absolutely loves to launch missiles if given the chance, and I think they'll give him enough of a chance. Zach Robinson coming from the Rams, we see this offense consolidated to a certain degree, and it's like a little mirror-ish of what the Rams have done in the past. I think he's an okay offensive coordinator. They do a good enough job of just getting the ball to their best players, and they also realized halfway through last season that Kyle Pitts, it kind of hurts us when he's on the field a lot of the time. You really saw him play a part-time role last year, dipping into the 40s, 50s for 50% for snap share. Like, that's really tough, especially when he's out there and he's not impacting the game. Yeah, and Raheem
Steelers are
Morris
gross.
made comments about it during the season when they asked him about Pitts. He was like, "Hey, basically, he has some things that he needs to work on." And the next game, they were in a lopsided on the bad end of a big blowout. So he plays around like 70% of snaps because they're getting blown out. And then the rest of the season, when it's closer games or they're winning some games, like you said, he's like in the 40s basically.
Right. Do we want to touch on Dak here so we can go Goff on the way around? Do we want to go RB plus one of those QBs?
Let's push Dak. Let's do Scatterboo.
I like it. How do you expect this backfield to start and progress as the season goes on?
I think
taking Tracy. Let me check his ADP at 106. They're still close together.
Yeah, I'm not really taking much Tracy at this price. With I think the touches will start out pretty close between these guys, but the high value touches, most importantly, and the high value snaps, I think are going to lean heavily in Bo Scatterboo's favor. And the most high value touches, the goal line touches, everything inside kind of the 10-yard line, I think is going to be Bo Scatterboo, because he's very, very elite in that area. Just incredible success rate. He's just not a guy that you can bring down.
Take down. Yeah.
For a loss. Very good contact balance. Yeah, he's like a locomotive. So that's just a great skill set to have around the goal line. And for a coach who he's on the hot seat in this season, like firmly on the hot seat,
definitely.
He's going to do what's most likely to score points for them. Like, what's the best thing for us? Is it having Tyrone Tracy in here? No, absolutely it's not. Why would we have Tyrone Tracy in here when we can have a guy who's just elite in this area?
I have not clicked Tracy yet, which is not truly a surprise to me. But how soon do you think we see Dart on the field this year? And is that an indicator of, how the beginning of the year starts for Russ and the team record? If they start 2-0, 3-0, is that going to push it off?
I think that would stave it off for a bit. I'm honestly not sure when we might see Dart. No real good read on that. They haven't, everything they've talked about. Yeah, we can take Dak here. I would be tempted to push it again, but I'd be so heartbroken.
Is there someone we need right here? Although, I mean, Travis. We won't be greedy.
Yeah. I could see somebody doing it just to spite us.
Now you have a little more certainty on the Indy situation with Jones almost certainly starting the season and potentially A-Rich being spelled by the same injury that he had last season with the throwing shoulder. How far would you move up Daniel Jones and even A-Rod, who are both going to be?
I'd rather have Rodgers than Jones. QB. Much, much, much rather have Aaron Rodgers than Daniel Jones for sure. With Daniel Jones, we just don't know what weeks he's gonna. We know he's gonna start games, but I think Anthony Richardson is gonna start games as well. The general manager Chris Ballard has said, I think both of these guys are gonna help us at some point this season, and that shows how little faith he has in that quarterback room. Anthony Richardson, the whole shoulder thing, very troubling. A lot of what we've seen from him in the last year has been kind of troubling. But Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback, guys. He's pretty terrible. He's pretty awful. Have you guys seen Daniel Jones play football recently? It was. Can
he be serviceable? Can he be serviceable with Indy's O-line? I guess is obviously the hope, and he has a little bit of rushing upside for fantasy related purposes. And if you date back like a couple of years, his splits when Barkley was on the field playing were much better than when Barkley was out and the whole game was on him. Man, Stevenson would have been one of my votes there. Now he gets JT. Do we go Javonte here?
Man,
Or do you want to?
I'd rather not. I'd rather go another area. It does. Besh, would Besh work for us?
We can go Besh. Bring in our first rookie receiver. We can finish on tight end if you wanted to.
I'd be fine with Loveland if you want.
Oh, oh,
let the guy decide.
That's it. That's it. Was meant to be. It's meant to be.
With Bowers, we probably should actually push tight end a little bit further.
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking for QBs here? Darnold plus Penix here and go 3 QB? Are you good with just Darnold, Dak?
I think we need to go 3
going here.
I think we need, with Dak, I'm going 3 QB. I was like pretty tempted to just take May there.
Mm-hmm. But I like that the Besh gives us that double for Geno as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think I've seen much on the Vegas pass catching side, and that's going to be an interesting team to watch. Like, obviously, hopes are high. They bring in Genty. Can this flop? You know, they get an upgraded QB, second year with Bowers, bring in Besh, Myers. They got some weapons. Can you see this being all positive, or
I see this being a good offense, like a very fun offense, and an offense that you're going to want pieces of for fantasy. This is going to be a fast-paced Chip Kelly offense that gets a lot of plays in. So when they're talking about we want to run the ball, like it's still okay for the pass catchers if you're getting the volume of plays in. That's fine. It'll work out to where receivers on that team get just as many opportunities as receivers on a team that's more pass heavy but doesn't get as much volume in play wise.
It's another offense that we're only drafting Genty. Like RB2 is Mostert right now, and are people just waiting for was it Sincere since something like that?
McCormick, yeah.
It like is it Genty or fail? Is that part of best ball? Is that one of the weaknesses right there? Like a little dark spot?
He's I have him a bit lower than consensus right now, so I'm not getting like a ton of him. We're back on the man. Tajay Spears.
I like the Ray Day click here.
Yeah. I like that.
Could start heating up. I'm at 27%. I'm trying to scoop as much as I can.
Yeah. At QB, is Penix still available?
Yeah, he'll be on the way back around.
Yeah, and then we can get maybe Geno on the other way back.
Geno, hopefully. What are you doing with the Seattle tight ends? Interesting combo here.
Yeah, not drafting a ton of them. Definitely not drafting Noah Fant. Elijah Arroyo, I've taken, I think, 1 or 2 times where it just like kind of fit, where I had like a big Seattle stack and a Carolina correlation.
Right.
Yeah, not very interested in Fant.
Yeah. Is that due to how they play the tight end position with just really playing multiple each game and having it be hard for one to stand out from a fantasy football perspective?
If you look at the way that Clint Kubiak used Juwan Johnson last season, I could see Elijah Arroyo getting that kind of stuff, and they've already talked about him being this vertical threat, this like really big play kind of pass catcher.
Yeah. And he was underrated coming out of college too. He just has the injury history that hurts him.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray Davis is an interesting one too. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, hasn't Arroyo only been playing for like not a lot of years, like football, like took it up.
Yeah,
kind of recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray Davis, really interesting with the James Cook situation. I don't.
That's it.
I mean, these guys like never really hold out into the season, so like he'll be back, but he's missing time, right? Which is not great. And sometimes we'll see these guys get off to a really slow start or pick up an injury or whatever. So if any of that happens, it's, I mean, big time wheels up for Ray Davis. Wow.
we got axed by the badgeless. All right, we still have two good options at QB. Is this an Algier spot here?
Let's look at our running backs. Who's Algier? What
Tony Pollard, Cam Scott, Ray Day.
Yeah, I'll be good with Algier here.
What are you doing with the Jacksonville backfield with ETN sort of getting some more buzz as of late?
I mean, I've just been drafting Bashal too.
All right, you can keep your streaming license for one more week, Greg. Congrats.
Listen, man, they drafted two running backs. They didn't just draft one running back. They drafted two running backs, okay? That's not great for the incumbents.
Yeah. The fourth one, it was just a strict pass catcher, right? Third down.
Yeah, LaQuint Allen from Syracuse.
Yes.
Yeah. But a guy who I could see them getting him kind of involved in the screen game that Liam Cohen loves to run. Yeah, I do wonder about, there's that report that that the Jags new regime was just not a fan of Travis Etienne, which I think is why we got that kind of oddly tacked on comment from Liam Cohen, I think a week ago or so, where he's saying, hey, looks good, we can use them jet sweeps, blah, blah, blah. And I just want you guys to know what y'all have been saying is bullshit. All right.
I much prefer I prefer Stevenson going after him. I think we have a little more clarity on what the Patriots want to do. It feels like a safer click. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was truly like a 50-50 split where TreVeyon Henderson's like change of pace back. He's out there quite a bit. He's the more explosive back, so he should be going earlier, but I'm not getting on a ton of TreVeyon Henderson. Where are you with that backfield right now?
I'm trying to get pieces of TreVeyon Henderson. Listen, they got some very good offers to trade down from 38, and they stuck there and they picked TreVeyon Henderson when they had a lot of other big needs on their roster. That says more than anything that could ever come out of their mouths. And what has come out of their mouths has been really positive as well. Of holy cow, this guy is electric, which is matching up with the reports out of camp, which, no pads and whatever. So like the fast guys will look electric, but a very good pass catcher. So that's awesome. And I'm sure that, we can take Gino here. I'm sure that Josh McDaniels is really going to love that.
Right.
But I do think that Ramondre is not going to be completely phased out. He'll, I can see him with 40% of a workload there.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't,
which could be good for,
Yeah, I'm not sure TreVeyon Henderson is built for 20, 25 touches per game.
Right. I think he profiles as someone that's going to be better not being the main workhorse. He's going to be more efficient with his touches. Exactly. Back when Zeke.
Yes, Tony Pollard in Dallas, but ironically, we saw Tony Pollard thrive kind of by himself
he did
last year.
Everyone was screaming for it for years.
Mm-hmm.
For years.
Finally happened after everybody was out.
So we do get Gino for the double stack with Besh and Bowers. That feels very nice. We have the Cam Scat Week 17 bring back, which fell to us.
What QBs are available?
We're looking at Sam Darnold here. Most likely what we're going to have to reach up for if we want to get another stack, or we can go for a late.
I mean, we could also back stack Cam Ward.
We can.
But we
do have quite a bit of
a tight end at some point here, right?
Yeah. This could be one of those. I was going to say Arroyo. We'll see. I'd probably prefer, if Cam Ward came to us, to go Sam Darnold anyways, just because of the capital we have spent on JSN being a good pick.
Mm-hmm. Is this going to be a 5 or a 6 running? Oh, okay.
Cam Ward goes.
I don't think I'd want it. Yeah, I wouldn't take him here. I'd be good with like Freiermuth as tight end.
I don't think he's coming back if we pass on him. He's
correct. Yeah, I'd take Freiermuth here.
All right. At least it opens up Rodgers in case he does not come back. Not worried at all about the rumors with Miami, Jonnu. Like, it doesn't seem like it makes much sense if you just take a second to think about it, then bringing in another tight end like that. But I'm assuming you're sort of fading that news.
Yeah, I mean, Jonnu just wants some more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of shut him up. Like, we'll just trade you. like shut up.
Yeah. This is all just.
He's like,
part of the game.
I want to live in Miami. Whoa, okay, I'll come back on that. Smart man. Al Bugs finally gets one on me. Pat has sniped me millions of times. It's always the kid, man. It's always the baby. If I snipe you, it's the baby. I don't have time to look at the board and see what stacks you got going on. Building the best teams. Sorry.
Worried about us. You worry about you. We'll worry about us.
They'll digest your whole team. Well, you took my round 16 stack. Sorry, dude. It's always Bugs though, and I'll look back. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I like that pick. Robert Woods still on the board. Can we
Bobby Trees?
Just wave him off into the sunset and remember his good days.
All good, Boogie.
Yeah, no, you got roped in that one. Oh man, these last rounds are fun because this is where I think you can get some of the bigger risers too. It's just if we didn't have 7 people in here, we could talk about some of these guys that are coming up.
Man. Please, I really regret tweeting out about De'Ami Brown as a final round dart because it's been very, very hard for me to get him even in like the 17th or sometimes 16th round now. And at one point I just got sick of it. I was like, all right, you guys want to take him in the 160s and 170s. I'll take him there. I'll take him in the 170s. Fine. Like if I need to get him stacked on a team with Lawrence or whatever, like, yeah.
Do you have him playing in 2 wide receiver sets?
Jacksonville?
No, yeah.
No, I think they play in a lot of specific. Sorry, let's.
Yeah, Diamond.
Here.
You good with Sam Darnold? I thought you said yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
I was kind of verbally hedging on it.
It was a yeah question mark. Oh.
what was the question that
yeah.
Was I
De'Ami Brown in 2 wide receivers. I know they play a lot of 3 anyways.
Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be Travis Hunter over Brown most of the time.
Right. And maybe that's some of the benefit to Brown is if he's playing defense 25-30% of the time, that he gets some extra snaps there.
Yeah, maybe he'll get some that he wouldn't normally, but
right.
I mean, Liam Cohen is going to run a lot of 3 receiver sets. Like they'll be top 10 in the NFL for sure.
Juwan's creeping up the board. Douglas off, Michael Wilson off. We are looking at a 3-5-6-2 to cover. Dak, Geno, Sam Darnold, Demont, Pollard, Cam Scott, Ray Day, Algier, Lamb, Jason, J-Mo, Pickens, Mooney, Besh. This probably just needs one. And we're done at tight end, I would assume, with Bowers, Pat Fry. So maybe a 1-1 to make it a 3-6-7-2. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Love it.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
We can't even talk about who.
Oh, wow. That's a weird one. That's my first Darnold share.
I mean, I got one. I got my eye on, and I can't take my eye off of him.
Uh-oh.
I'm locked in.
What do you think about Dobbins going in the 180s still? Is he someone that you would creep up a little bit, try to get ahead of it in case he were to sign?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you're just like
I'm good on Dobbins. He looked really, really bad at the end of last season.
Well, shit, they used him enough, that's for sure. They ran him into the ground.
Yeah.
How many touches did he end up with? It was over 200.
Get a lot.
Yeah. Just shy of 230. Shoo. All right. Name your piece. Right. Name your fighter.
Jalen Coker, week 17 bring back on our Seattle. Thank you very much. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Ours.
Yeah, we needed a bring back here. We had one for that was nice. We had one for the Cam Scat Vegas Dome game. Double stack Geno. What a time to have Cam Scat. Who's the rookie that's getting a ton of buzz? It's slipping me right now. The slot guy for Carolina.
Who? The slot receiver?
Yeah, slot rookie. I'll be able to pull it up.
Is it McMillan?
Or Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn's getting some.
Yeah, he's getting a little buzz. He's crazy. He's dealing with an injury right now, though, I believe. So we're looking at running backs, right?
Yeah, RBs. And Jarquez went. Maybe did he go a little early? No, 184. Maybe it's slightly ahead, but yeah, Jarquez gone. Someone that I've been trying to get a little ahead of.
I was getting him in the
20
the last round a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I try to get ahead of the guys I think that are going to rise. And again, that's why I subscribe to the CSI, the Coach Speak Index on Discord, because I'm the first one getting that info.
You're literally like weeks ahead sometimes. I mean, it's unbelievable how reports will get tweeted out or like stuff will get tweeted out, like this quote. And I'm like, wow, that's wild. They're saying that again. They just said that like a couple weeks ago. And then I'll look and oh no, it's just the quote from a couple weeks ago that they're just getting around to now.
Yeah. And then the movement obviously in the draft room takes a while. Takes even longer to adjust. So you can get ahead of these risers pretty easily.
All right. Who's our running back here? You want to scroll down just a little bit? We could take a Taj
Brooks. Woody Marks, Blake Corum's there, who I've been trying not to click. I just try to pretend like I don't see him.
I mean, I'd take Brooks or Corum here, I think. Either one.
Let's click.
Yeah.
Let's go Taj. Let's go Taj. It does feel wrong that only one Cincy RB is getting drafted. You would get major CLV from Taj Brooks, right? I don't think there's a world in which like you get a crazy amount from Blake Corum. because you know how they want to use Jarquez Hunter. Like they were very intentional on getting him in the draft, and they want him to be that change of pace, like spike week type guy. Like he's probably going to get like 20% of the workload, but he doesn't need that many touches to make an impact in the game. And everything's been very positive about Jarquez too.
Yeah, I think Corum needs an injury to Kyron to be kind of a playable back. Like I'm not even sure what an injury to Jarquez Hunter would do for Corum. Like they'd probably just kind of go back to what they did last year.
Yeah. Right. Kyron, they just is the better Corum because they're very similar.
Yeah.
They're very similar. We end up with a 3-6-7-2 for the listeners. Dak, Geno, and Sam Darnold all stacked up. Demont, Tony Pollard, Cam Scat, that week 17 bring back against Vegas. Ray Day, Tyler Algier, and Taj Brooks with Lamb, JSN, JMO, Pickens, Darnell Mooney, Jack Besh, and Coker with Bowers and Pat Fry. Greg, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you helping me get a little different here, especially with my portfolio. And this is the best part about bringing on guests, especially sharp guests, is changing up the portfolio away from my old clicks that maybe I just tunnel vision to my safety picks. How do you like the team?
I love this team. This is a great team. I wish maybe we had gotten a Washington bring back for the Dallas that we have here, but maybe it's just a game where Dallas boat races Washington in week 17.
Yeah, could be. All right, let's check out Bugs. He dropped 5 to the stream here. Got to show some love to the Bugs. Knicks, Staffy, Cam Ward, 3 QBs, Barkley, Quinshon Judkins, Jordan Mason, Tajay Spears, Sean Tucker. So hero RB build, leaning a lot on Barkley. Rice, Adams, Travis Hunter, Sutton, Judy, Mims, Palmer, and Tutu. That's looking good. And Warren and Johnson, both on the bye week 11. We gotta give minus half a point there. Half a point. You know, Al Bugs, I think he had a tough time. I think we were a tough draft neighbor for you tonight. But QBs look good. 3 QB build. Staffy, I think, is one of the better values. Extremely low bench risk. They bring in Adams. I love the Stafford price. And if Terrence Ferguson can sort of work into a role, do you see them running a little more 12 this year? If Ferguson can,
yes, they'd like to
come along.
Yeah. It's just going to depend on Ferguson. And I mean, I would imagine in that 12 personnel, you know, Higbee will get more of the blocking assignments, and Ferguson gets more of the kind of, hey, you go out and catch it.
Tutu didn't play that much last year, so the contract they gave him was extremely surprising to me. But it's neither here nor there.
Very good speak on Tutu Atwell, by the way. All in the CSI Discord.
Mix them in. Make sure you subscribe. It's what, $5, $4.99?
It's $5 a month, and I've got Adam Levitan yesterday on stream told me I need to raise the price on it, which is about as good of a testimonial as you can get. But just $5 a month. I've like pretty much committed to not raising the price this year, even though the price of everything else is skyrocketing. I think I'm just going to keep it at $5 for another year, and then next year we'll probably raise it up a little bit because it's so much time that goes into all this stuff. Also, there's the like bets, the prop bets that go in there, and it's just like super, super valuable information. We have a director of a sports book who is in that Discord and using this information. So yeah, super valuable stuff.
Let me give a quick sneak peek of what it looks like without giving out any information. You're gonna get all the teams right here. And when
it's fine. Go into the Rams.
When we'll show the Rams. Okay. When there's new information, this pops up white, so you can easily catch up on the team that just dropped news, Rams. Here we go. Terrence Ferguson has good demeanor. He's fitting in well with these guys and just continuing to get better. Devontae Adams has a lot of juice in the tank. You got to believe that they believe in that too. When you let go of Cup to bring in Adams, that's kind of telling. But here's the Tutu Atwell's superpower is his elite speed. It scares defenses and defenders. We want him to go out there and use that elite trait. Coming from the OC.
Yeah, the
biggest guy.
Yeah, the last quote is like a pretty, I mean, it's very good for Tutu.
When he's got his opportunities, he's made the most of it. You'd think the way it is on paper right now, he's going to get the most opportunities he's had. We'll see how it all unfolds, but he's had a really good offseason, and you just love Tutu. So happy he's back with us, and he got paid. So good signs there. Again, the Coach Speak Index, you can find that on, is that on through Patreon still, Greg?
Yeah, it has to be through Patreon because we have betting stuff in there. Discord won't allow us to have our own, direct sign up for it. So it has to go through Patreon. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe to Greg. Always point out great work. Appreciate you coming on. If you guys enjoyed the overlay you saw, bestballoverlay.com, the biggest edge in best ball. Promo code Pounders for 25% off. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Greg, do you have anything you have to drop before we leave?
I don't think so. No, just follow me on Twitter at CoachSpeakIndex. Obviously, the Discord is like a crazy big edge. And then this week, doing best ball karaoke on Tuesday. I think it's going to be Nirvana theme, just like all Nirvana songs. And Wednesday, doing a draft with Jacob Sanderson. Friday, doing a draft with Scott Barrett of Fantasy.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. All right, and you can find Greg's link in my description. So make sure you give him a follow on the YouTube machine and Twitter. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your night, Pounders.